Good morning, third graders. Today, we're gonna review the discussion questions for Poppy's Jalopy. I want to give a shout out to, I think it was Emily, Brooke, Akira, Jocelyn, Madison, Ed, and Brooke. I said Brooke's answer yesterday, and Calvion's answer yesterday to number 4 on that open-ended question where y'all had to write a sentence. You all did an amazing job on your sentence yesterday. I want y'all to keep that up for today. So that was Akira, Emily, Brooke, Jocelyn, Madison, Ed, and Calvion, and Janaya. So amazing work yesterday, guys. You all did well and got 100% for y'all grades yesterday. So keep that up for today. All right. So, of course, we're going to talk about the characters and what the characters were doing in the story. How did they feel? What was motivating them? And things like that. But as always, we need to go ahead and go over the rules. All right. Let's pull it up. By now, we should know I'm going to stop saying the rules tomorrow, because by now we should kind of know what we're supposed to do when we are learning virtually. Okay. Be on time. Remember, class starts at 10 a.m. every morning. You earn 5 dojo points when you are on time. You will be put on mute. There will be no talking while others, especially me, are speaking. If you would like to share, please raise your hand, which a lot of y'all have been doing. I'm proud of y'all. And I can also see it in the chat box. I will call on different students to speak. And I know that a lot of y'all say you can't hear me or it glitches sometime. Just keep pushing through. I am recording a video, so if you have to look back, you can go back on YouTube or to the Class Dojo. I always put the YouTube link on Class Dojo if you cannot hear me. Clear all distractions. Pick a place in your house that is free of distractions. You need to focus, and so do your classmates. You need your binders every day. If you are in summer school, leave the binders at the school. You do not need them. If you should always have something to write with. You are getting a grade, so do your best. A lot of y'all grades are starting to slip because y'all not putting in the work. That's why I shout out those who did put in the work yesterday. Use the chat box correctly. You cannot talk to your friends in the chat box during instruction. I can't see where y'all private messaging each other, and that's affecting your grade. I'm taking 10% every time y'all do that. You will be kicked out if you're having a conversation or saying inappropriate things in the chat box. If you are kicked out, your parents will be notified. You will still have to do the work. All answers should be written in the chat box unless I say raise a hand. All right. Now make sure y'all go to this story, Poppy's Jalopy. Stop sharing mine. Ed, I understand that, but you got to be up. All right, Poppy's Jalopy. Like I said, today we're going to be talking about the characters and what were they doing. For your do now, for those who were here, I know Christy wasn't here with us yesterday. Type in the chat box, what did they use yesterday to go to all these places? What did the author and Poppy use to go to all of these places yesterday? They went to so many places yesterday, but they had a broken car. So what did they use to go to these places? Type it in the chat box. No, Ed, you stay on. If you do leave, I will give you a 0 for today. Type in the chat box. What did the author and Poppy use to go to all these places? Remember, the car was broke. So how were they actually going to all of these places? What were they doing? What were they using? Type it in the chat box. What were they using? Oop, Akira got it. They were using their what? I see Akira has said something. Phone. Oh, that's Caviar. Sorry. I keep saying phone. One person. Good job, Janaya. Remember, for the do now grades, I need everybody to answer. I need everybody to answer. You get a do now grade. I need everybody to answer. All right. So our do now answer is they were using their imagination to go to all of these places. And why did they have to use their imagination? Can I get a silent raised hand? Why did they have to use their imagination? Go ahead, Emily. Press the button when you want to speak. Why did they have to use their imagination? Speak closer, baby, and take out the headphones. It's okay. It's okay. I know it's messing up. It's okay. It's okay. I understand you were trying to answer. Go ahead, Akira. Can you probably answer? I see your hand was raised too. Why did they have to use their imagination?
They have to use their imagination because the car was broke down.
Because the car was broke down, good job. So they had to use their imagination. Now today we're working on characters. So we're gonna see how do the characters actually feel, what motivate them, what were their actions throughout the story, what was actually going on, what was actually going on. So you should be on Poppy's Jalopy. Yep, Emily, I'm glad you typed your answer. The car had broke down. The car was broken down, so they had to use their imagination. All right, make sure you're on Poppy's Jalopy. Make sure we're all on Poppy's Jalopy. All right, even though some of us were not here yesterday, I'm going to quickly reread Poppy's Jalopy just so we can go over what happened yesterday. Just so we can go over what happened yesterday. Janaya, I understand. They call on you, baby. All right, Poppy's Jalopy. Caroline Pigney, I'm gonna read the introduction. Caroline Pigney is an Irish-Canadian author who has written for Highlights. In this poem, a speaker describes their grandfather's car. As you read, take notes on the words that the speaker uses to describe the car. Remember, pay attention to what the speaker or the author is doing and what the Poppy is doing, or Grandpa. Poppy Jalopy is older than dirt. The bumpers are busted. The squirter won't squirt. The passenger's doors tie shut with brown twine, but I can climb through the window and get in just fine. It's missing the hood, the trunk doesn't close, but the dice have some fuzz and the horn sort of blows. It's rusty and dusty, our trusty Jalopy, just perfect for trips made by me and my Poppy. Poppy sticks in the key, shifts it to gear, turns the big wooden wheel that he uses to steer. We chug down the lane through the sleepy old town, past the thank you for visiting sign that fell down. Then ride the wide highway from all that we know to places that Poppy and I want to go. Can I have Madison read that next stanza for me? Madison? Uh-oh. Press the button, baby. I don't think it's working. Okay. Let me have someone else. Let me get Brooke. Go ahead, read that next stanza for us. Press the unmute button so we can hear you.
Poppy Jalopy is better and burns and the rusty panes chipped.
No. Go back to, wait, Brooke. Go back to where it says we drive out to see Niagara Falls. We drive out to see Niagara Falls.
We drive down to see Niagara Falls, and rather Old Faithful is faithful at all. The Grand Canyon is really a grand drive deep in the jungle, gets stuck in sand to a dinosaur dig among red is there
Desert Ross, good job.
tell them Camel Rocks, Pyramid Block, Big Volcano, Fossilized Forest Fire as very in us of I to north or south, they will head and make us fast we're home to in our town.
All right, thank you, Brooke. I know you was breaking up a little, but thank you. You had some great reading. So in this part of the story, what are Poppy and the speaker? Sorry, what are Poppy and the speaker doing? So in this part of the story, what are Poppy and their speaker doing? What are Poppy and Go ahead, Akira.
They're using their imagination because
They're using their
the cars broke
imagination.
down.
And how are they using their imagination, Valeria? Good job, Akira. How are they using their imagination, Valeria? But she pressed the button. How are they using their imagination?
By imagining.
Okay, use the text for evidence. How are they imagining things? Use the text for evidence. What is the poem saying? How do they use their imagination? Think about that last stanza Brooke just read. How are they using, and what Akira just said? What are some things in the text that's showing us that they're using their imagination? Put that down, Janaya. Think about that last stanza she just read. How are they using their imagination? All right, while you look for that, I'm gonna call on somebody else. Caviar, how are they using their imagination?
They're using their imagination because they said everything that they was gonna do when their car wasn't broken, but they doing it in their imagination.
Okay, what were some of the places they were going? What are some of the places they were going?
What that thing called that red something rock?
Okay, so the Red Desert Rock, so the Grand Canyon, they went to the Grand Canyon, even though the car was broke, they using their imagination to go to the Grand Canyon. Where else were they going? Where else were they going? Anybody else? Jocelyn, where else were they going? You can speak now. We can't hear you. You gotta come closer, baby. We can't hear you. Okay, it's okay. Type in the chat box. What are some of the places they were going? Type in the chat box. So Caveat gave us one. They went to the Grand Canyon. Where else were they using their imagination to go? Type it in the chat box. I'm gonna give y'all 20 seconds. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Type it in the chat box. Some of the places they were going. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you should have your answers already in the chat box of some of the places that we're going. So Akira said to the Lost City. Dylan said the car broke down. I know the car broke down, but where were they using their imagination to go? Emily said the jungle, the Grand Canyon, a volcano. Yes, the Grand Canyon, the moon, Brooke. Yep, that's correct. The moon. Good job, good job. So some of these places they couldn't go with a broken car. They couldn't go with a broken car, but however, they were using their imagination to go. Let's read the rest of the poem. All right. Poppy's jalopy is battered and worn. The rusty paint's chipped. The leather is torn. For years it's been sitting behind the wood shed. The tires are flat. The motor is dead. The is rusty and dusty, our trusty jalopy, just right for those trips made by me and my poppy. Adventures galore, all in one afternoon. Tomorrow we planning to swing by the moon. All right, let's go to our discussion question. So that should be on page 4. So it looks just like this. I'm sharing my screen with you all so y'all see what it is. Go to your discussion session. I need a thumbs up when you're there. So I see Akira thumbs up. I see Brooke thumbs up. I need a thumbs up when you're at the discussion question, just like me. I think Emily has her thumb up. Valeria, Madison has her thumb up. I need you at the discussion questions. And I need to see your face. You at the school. I need to see your face, or you need to be putting a thumb up. It's in your binder. It's right after the text dependent questions. The ones we did yesterday is the questions, is right after the questions we did yesterday. It's right after the questions we did yesterday. Emily, I see your thumb up. Jocelyn. All right, I think I have everybody. Janaya, hurry up and get there. It's the discussion questions. All right. So I'm going to actually, we'll figure that out. If your stuff is up, we'll figure that some out later. All right. So in the discussion questions, the first one, I'm actually going to model the first one, meaning I'm going to do the first one so you can see how to write a full complete sentences. A lot of y'all shouted you all out. We're doing great yesterday, but I want to make sure that we are prepared for 34th grade when answering discussion questions. So number 1, it says in the poem, going on an imaginary adventures brings the speaker happiness. How much happiness is unique to the individual people? Have you ever found happiness by just imagining something? If so, describe the experience. So if I look at this question and I go back, it says how much happiness is unique to individual people? Have you ever found happiness by just imagining something? So I have to think, boys and girls, what's something that I can imagine that makes me happy, right? I have to think like, what something, oh, hopefully y'all can see me. What is something that I need to show? Let me go back out. What is something that I need or brings me happiness when I'm imagining something? So I'm gonna take a look at my sentence. I said, I find happiness when I am imagining that I am riding, that I'm on a really big roller coaster. So I find happiness when I am imagining that I'm on a really big roller coaster. So that's something that brings me happiness when I'm imagining. Because when I'm imagining on a roller coaster, I think I'm very, very happy. So when I'm imagining those things, I find happiness. Now, can somebody tell me, how did I answer that question correctly? I say I find happiness when I am imagining that I am on a really big roller coaster. How did I answer this question fully? No, you're not copying me because you're going to answer this question on your own. You're not copying me. I just want y'all to answer. How did I answer this question correctly? Because the question said, in this poem, going on imaginary adventures bring the speaker happiness. How much happiness is unique to individual people? Have you ever found happiness by just imagining something? If so, describe the experience. So how did I, in my sentence, answer that question? When I say I find happiness when I am imagining that I'm on a really big roller coaster. I see one hand. Go ahead, Akira. How did I answer that question?
You answered the question by that you showed that you are happy. You showed that by the way that you are happy.
Okay, I show what makes me happy when I'm okay. What else? Good job, Akira. Matters. Does anybody else want to give an answer? Who's this? Go ahead, Madison. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Dylan. Dylan, go ahead, Dylan. How else did I answer that question?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
In my binder, I don't have the worksheet that y'all was on.
It's on the back of the text dependent questions.
Huh?
It's on the back of text dependent question. Oh, the question we did yesterday is on the back.
Okay.
All right, Valeria, how did I answer our question? I say I find happiness when I imagine it. I'm on a big roller coaster. How did I answer that question?
You answered that question by you was thinking.
Look back at the question. How did I answer it? Y'all need to be focused. Brooke, did you have your hand raised? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brooke. How did I answer? Oh, no. I want to give you a shout out, though. How did I answer this question? Press the button.
How did you answer the question? Is you looking back and you saying one time you was happy and
Okay, I'm describing a time when I'm happy. And what makes me happy, Brooke?
you went on a really big roller coaster.
Good job, good job. So now for number one, I want y'all to tell me when you imagine something, what makes you happy when you imagine it? So I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute to answer that question. So what makes you happy when you're imagining something? So, like I said, I find happiness when I'm imagining on a big roller coaster. How do you find happiness when you're imagining something? I'm gonna give y'all 1 minute to answer that question. And I actually want y'all to put it in the chat box. Once y'all done writing, y'all can put it in the chat box. Because I want to see some of y'all responses. When can you find happiness when you're imagining something? Finding happiness when imagining something. Yes, Madison?
Are we supposed to be saying that what if we imagine something, what makes us happy when we imagine it?
Yes, exactly that. What makes you happy when you're imagining it? So I said what makes me happy is when I'm imagining I'm on a big roller coaster. That makes me happy when I'm imagining. So what makes you happy when you're imagining things? Once you're done writing down for number one, I want y'all to type it in the chat box. I'm actually gonna put a timer up I'm gonna give y'all 2 minutes, for 2 minutes. I got you, Calvin. Y'all hold on. Let me find the timer real quick. Got to put the timer. Miss Alexander forgot to put the timer up. Go ahead, Calvion.
I ain't trying to do that. I tried to go to the chat box.
Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. Once you're done writing your answer for number one, you should put it in the chat box. Make sure it's a full, complete sentence, just like how I did. Not a three. I keep telling y'all, 3 words is not a sentence. It's not. Welcome to 34th grade. Watch the timer. Watch the timer. And make sure you can type your answers in the chat box. I want to see what you all have said for number 1. What makes y'all happy when y'all imagining things? 1 more minute. "24 seconds. I see a lot of y'all already in the chat box. Yes, Dylan. I'm coming to you. Hold on. Yes, we only do number 1. We only do number 1. Only number 1. Do not go to number 2. You only do number 1. Where's Dylan? Go ahead, Dylan.
I don't have a paper for the one with the call on it, but I have the one for the one that say end of poem.
Okay, just type your answers in the chat box and then do what you did on Dojo yesterday and put it on in the chat box on Dojo.
Okay.
All right. So stop sharing. All right. So Brooke says, when I imagine it, that I am at the beach. Okay, I like that answer. I do love the beach too, girl. Jocelyn said, I find happiness when I imagine I'm at the fair. Oh, I love the fair, Jocelyn. So many big rides. You know, I love roller coaster. Yes, number 1 is all we answering right now, Preston. Pay attention. All right. Anybody else want to share out their answer? What makes you happy when you're imagining something? Go ahead, Akira and Preston. Next. Go ahead, Akira.
When I make me happy when I
Come closer. Come closer. Hold on. Stop. Come closer. Will you go where?
I imagine to go to New York to see the boat.
Okay, it's messing up a little bit on your end, Akira.
To New York to see the boat.
It's messing up on your end, Akira. So we're going to go to Preston. Preston, what makes you happy?
We have is
Say what, Preston?
what make me
Uh-oh. I know, it's messing up for you too. I know. I'm in the chat box real quick. I don't imagine, but I would imagine if I was in the pool. That's what Valeria said. Okay, I like being in the pool. Okay, Emily Jones, same thing when you're at the pool all day, every day. Okay. Ed Cox likes to go to Texas. Okay, Ed Cox. Like to go to Texas. Madison, I see that you had your hand raised. Go ahead. When you're imagining at a place, what makes you happy when you're imagining? Go ahead, Madison. You press the button.
When I find happiness by when I'm imagining that I have
That you have what? Oh, you muted yourself. That you have what? Go back again. That you what?
by when I'm imagining that I have a lot of money and I can buy a mansion and a Lamborghini.
Okay. All right. I like that. Okay. Okay. I like that. Would I imagine to see you guys get all Zakiria? I love that. I love that, Zakiria. Also, we will see each other again soon, Zakiria. We will see each other again soon. Also, and I love Atlanta too, Ed. I love Atlanta too. Caviar, what makes you happy when you're imagining things? Press the unmute button.
Going to the water.
Which water, the beach or the pool?
Beach.
Okay, we go to the beach.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Y'all love you in Brooklyn. We should all have a little beach day or something. We should all have a little beach day or something. That sounds like that would be fun. Go ahead, Janaya. Go ahead, baby girl. Uh-oh, you froze too. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. All right, I'm gonna go share my screen again for question number 2. It's okay. Let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Number 2 says, in the poem, the speaker emphasizing how old and broken Papi Jalopy is. Do you think it's necessary to have new or expensive things to be happy? Why or why not? So, do you all think it's important or necessary to have expensive and new things? Why or why not? Okay, Atlanta. Okay, Janaya, that's what makes you happy. I want y'all to really think about this question. Answer it with a full, complete sentence, just like you did for number 1. Do you think it's important to have new and expensive things? Why or why not? You should say, I think it's important, or I think it's not important because. I need y'all to tell me why in a full, complete sentence. Do you think it's necessary to have new or expensive things to be happy? Why or why not? I'm gonna give y'all again 2 minutes to answer that question. Do you think it's important for number 2? Number 2 is asking, do you think it's important to have new and expensive things? Why or why not? Make sure you write it on your paper and type it in the chat box. Do you think it's important to have new and expensive things? Why or why not? Because remember, Papi's jalopy or his car was broken, but they still use imagination. So do you think it's important or necessary to have new and expensive things? Why or why not? Make sure it's a full, complete sentence for credit. Put the timer back on. 1 more minute. Okay, Madison, go to you. Go ahead, Madison.
On number 2, what they saying are what are they saying on number 2?
They asking you, is it necessary for you to be buying new and expensive things? Is that important? So is it necessary? Is it important? Why or why not? You need to tell me why not. You can say it's important because, or it's not important because.
Okay.
Whatever you want to put. It just need to be a full, complete sentence. All right. Okay. Now, let's see. So, is it important to have new and expensive things? Why or why not? Valeria, go ahead, share out. Do you think it's important to have new and expensive things? Why not?
Yes, because it could have bugs or be broken.
Okay, so you said it's important because some things can have bugs or be broken. Okay, good job. Does anybody else want to share out? Is it important to have new and expensive things? Why or why not? Madison, I think your hair was ready. Go ahead.
It's not important because some stuff you can get it fixed.
Okay, because some stuff you can get fixed. Okay, I like that answer. I like that answer. Go ahead, Akira.
No, you need to pay bills for the house so you don't have light in your house.
Say that one more time. You say that one more time. Come closer to the camera.
No, because you don't have to have enough money to pay the bills in the house.
Okay, so no, because you probably need some money to pay the bills in the house. Okay, I like that answer. Make sure you have wrote that down. All right, Dylan, what you think? Is it important to buy new and expensive things? Dylan,
Huh?
is it important to buy new and expensive things? Do you think it's important?
Yes.
Why you think so? Why you think it's important to buy new and expensive things?
Because you might have some that you don't, because you might have some that you might need.
Okay, because you need something that you might use and it needs to be new and expensive. Okay, okay, all right. Yes, because the Poppy car was broke. Okay, so he needed probably. I like Calvian's answer. Okay, so we know that the car was broken. They want to get to these new places. So yes, it needs to be new and expensive. All right. So number 3 is our last question for the day, which is also your exit ticket. So let me go ahead and share the screen again. Share screen. Uh-oh. What's going on, Miss? I was in the computer. All right. Number 3 says, in the poem, the speaker thinks Poppy Jalopy is perfect. The speaker think it's perfect the way it is for trips. Is beauty the eye of the beholder? Why? Do you have something in your life that other people see is broken down, but you find beautiful? So let me explain this question to you. Hold on. For number 3, you are asking yourself, why do you think that the author thinks the car was perfect? That's the first part of the question. Why does the speaker or the author thinks the car was perfect? That's the first part of the question. The second part is, do you have something that's broken that you think is perfect? And why do you think it's perfect? So the first part of the question where it says, is beauty the eye of the beholder? Because the speaker thinks Poppy Jalopy is perfect in the way, is the perfect way for the trips, right? So why does he think that? Why does he think that? Put that down on your answer. Make sure it's a full, complete sentence. And if you don't have nothing beautiful, if you don't have nothing broken that you think is beautiful, you don't have to answer this question. You can say, no, I don't have nothing that's broken that I think is beautiful. But answer the first part. Why does the speaker think the car is perfect? Why does the speaker think the car is perfect? That's why we talk about when we talk about characters. Why do the speaker think the car is perfect? I liked your answer, Emily, for the chat. Let me go back. I think Emily has said to question number 2 that she said she thinks it's necessary to have things that's new and make you happy because you want to be happy in your life. I like the answer, Emily. But for number 3, it's talking about, why do you think the speaker thought the car was perfect? Even though it's broken, why do the speaker think the car is perfect? And if you do, Do you have something that's broken that you still use and like and think is beautiful? Put that down. So Janaya, can you hear me, baby? Thumbs up if you can hear me. So I'm gonna type what I said. Hold on. I'm gonna type what I said. No, everyone. The question is asking, why do the speaker think the car is perfect? That's not how you spell perfect. And do you have something? Yes, if you're done, upload your work to Class Dojo. Yes, you can leave. I think, who was that? Raise their hand. Janaya, make sure you use your real name and not no nickname on Zoom. You can only use that when we play Kahoot tomorrow. That's the only time you can use a funny name. When we play Kahoot tomorrow, that's when you can use a funny name. So number 3 is your exit ticket. Make sure when you are done with that, you log off and upload it to Class Dojo. Some of y'all not uploading y'all work, so when y'all see y'all grades on Monday, don't be sad. Upload that work to Class Dojo. Bye, Princeton. Love you, baby. Love seeing your face today. Princeton, before you leave, Princeton, before you leave, make sure you upload it to Class Dojo, okay, buddy? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Bye, Emily. Have a great day. Upload y'all work to Class Dojo. Bye, Brooke. Remember, for number 3, why does he think that the car is perfect?